Okay. Mic check. Good. That works. Alright, so, good evening, everyone. Welcome to ASRC. Round 18 out of 23 in Singapore. At the Marina Bay Circuit, we have a full grid today. Everyone is here, well, except Q's. Q's the only one that couldn't make it. Currently racing in IUF1. I'm Caleb. Glad to have you guys back to watch some more racing as the season approaches its closing moments. Not a lot of races left, obviously. About 5 races left, including this one. It's Alfa Romeo riding a wave of momentum here. They've been winning a lot these past few races. The last 2 races actually have been won. Actually, the last 3 races, if we count Tier 2, have all been won by Alfa Romeo. So one underdog winning in Italy, then races winning in Portugal, and underdog winning once again in Portugal. So Alfa Romeo looking to win their 4th straight race. In total, that is. Under the bright night lights of Singapore, of the Marina Bay Street Circuit. A fan favorite. Especially a favorite for us here in ASRC. We really like Singapore. Well, most of us do. I really like it. It's where I made my debut, actually, last season. My first race was in Singapore, in ASRC. Finished 6th during that race. My debut in this league. And now for Season 3, with everything that has grown. Well, it is now round 18 out of 23. With 20 drivers on the grid. So Raisins, currently the first one to get a hot lap in, as we are on board with him. Into the first DRS straight. There is 3 DRS straight here in Singapore. Tight corners, but a lot of overtaking opportunities. It's a straight circuit, but not too much of a tight one. So Raisin starting on a medium. Most likely he'll make his first lap on the mediums, then realize that he won't get the fastest lap. So he'll just go out, get back into the garage, and take himself some new and fresh, brand new softs, as I am Wi-Fi seems to have trouble with his, ironically, Wi-Fi. Let me just check the weather report. So unlike last race, I hope I'm not taken into a car. That would be awful. This last race, I ended up into the Ferraris. Ended up in, I think, LC Blakester's Ferrari. Had to retire the car. Just check. Have I uploaded that race? Let me have a look. Content, Italy. No, I have not uploaded that race. I will do that right away. I've got 6 out of 5 cars. I think I didn't, actually. There were a lot less drivers. There were 12 drivers, actually. So I finished 6th out of 12, so in the top 500, at least. Magic Man won that race. Looks like Q's. Magic Crags wasn't even in the league at this point. Probably out there just doing some Magic Crags stuff. You know, I don't know what he does, but... So currently, on pole, it is Panju. So Panju on the soft, then it's Raisins, Wildman, and Brewdog. And Orange Juice now comes in at 136.043. That is the fastest lap of the session so far. 13 minutes in. Now next up, it looks to be an Aston Martin. It will be Iceman Casper. Casper going in. And that will be P4 for Casper. Nico Mas crosses the line. That is P8. I think Mindless also crossed the line right there. For him, that's P4. The driver's going to be crossing the line too. Skiller crosses, and that's going to be P9. Right next to him, it was Crazy Mike, who is P7. We're going to have another Ferrari now getting a time in. Colts is P9 after that time. Now Jacob puts himself in P2. Let's have a look at Senna, who is about to put in his lap. Running around a little bit, that's going to be P11 for Senna. Blixer now, next to put in the time. LC Blixer, well, he's P2 right now. That is a tremendous lap by him. Now as the drivers get themselves their first couple of laps in, Waysack and Emod close to each other. Most likely Waysack will put in this lap, and it will be his quali lap that will be. So moves around a little bit. Waysack lost a bit of control of the car. It's still P5. Curtis retires from the session. Seems to have either hit the wall or he's just retired in the pit. So Curtis not going to put in a lap time here tonight in Singapore. So right now on provisional pole, it is Orange Juice and the Red Bull. A 1:36.043. That is the time to beat. LC Blixer, Jacob, Ponju, Waysack, Raisins, Milas, Emod, Casper, and Wildman. That makes up our top 10 so far. With one retiree here. Only qualifying, but I think someone's doing another lap. Nico Maz is it? He does. So he's going to start another hot lap. I don't think he will. He doesn't have enough fuel. I think Wi-Fi now is going to be starting his hot lap. Wi-Fi on those mediums, looking to qualify himself pretty high. As right now the top 5 is all on softs, and then it's Raisins, Mindless, Emod. So right now the soft tire, obviously the faster tire. Just upload, export. Do that straight away. Currently exporting my other race. Portugal's last week's Portugal race. As Magic Craig's currently standing in the pits, currently trying to get me, you know, just install him a little, but I won't because I am a nice person, obviously. So Wi-Fi heading into the last few corners into Sector 3 on those mediums. Now will it be enough for him to try to at least get by maybe P10? Or at least in the top 10. I mean, there's two medium starters on the top 10 so far. As Wi-Fi will cross the line, that doesn't look too great, but at least it gives him a time. A safety net at least. Wi-Fi at 1:38.755. That puts him P15. So Orange Juice on an outlap. And Raisins will start his on what I said. The soft tire. And here he goes. So here we go on the car of Raisins, last week's winner. And was he pole sitter last week? I think he was, if I'm not mistaken. Raisins. He was on pole last week. Casper actually got the fastest lap, so it was almost a hat trick. And currently, Raisins running a wave of 3 straight podiums in 5 races. He's gotten on the podium 4 times, including 2 wins. So Raisins isn't shy of the podium. And could be someone to watch out for in the late season, with Alfa Romeo's late resurgence into the season. Just have a look. Is it uploading? I think it is. Yep, it is. Good. Okay, so it is uploading. Getting ads on the Casper stream. I think I can put ads too, actually. What if I do this? Yeah, Casper's got that partnership, you know. He gets some ads by going in. Yeah, I just turned on this show on my phone, and there we go. There's an ad. But yeah, he's making bank, you know. So Raisins Final corner. Oh, that was actually a deleted lap. Oh, that is bad for him, actually. Let me have a look now. Is anybody going to beat Orange Juice's time? Doesn't look like it so far. As rain comes out. There is rain on the track. So if you want to get a lap in, it is right now. But if it stays as it is because of the rain, I think this might do it. I think that's Mr. Wildman in the wall. Or at least I thought. Maybe he's just moved out of the way. Yeah, I think he's just moved out of the way. But now with rain on the track, might be a dire situation of too little too late for these drivers. As Magic Rags also gets himself out. Will not continue. So right now, rain on the track in Singapore. And people heading into the pits. And if it stays that way until the end of quali, I think we have our final grid here. Yeah, as Raisin's now struggling on those soft tires. So Raisin's chance of getting a podium, well, starting on pole, well, these chances aren't looking too good. FBR Nut didn't even get a time. Get the chance to get a time in. So with that, the rain on the track, I think people are going to be heading into the pits pretty soon. If I look at the weather report, as Jacob gets disqualified, he spun. And I think he accidentally blocked a pit lane, so that's gonna... Oh my goodness! What just happened there? Was that Casper or Brewdog that ran into him? I think it was Brewdog, actually. What an impact... No. Wait, who was it? Someone just ran into Jacob there, as he was disqualified. This is making qualifying a bit crazy. But I think that might do it for them. What has happened? We need to know. As Colt's on the softs, I don't think he's going to be able to do much. As Mindless retires. Orange Juice retires. So I think that's going to do it. Oh, controller batteries are low. I think that's the best time to do it right now as everyone heads back into the pits. Okay, so mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Okay, we're back. We're back. Good. Yeah, the joy of being on batteries, eh? So, with 4 minutes left, and with rain getting stronger, I don't think Casper goes out for some reason. This Brewdog retires, so most drivers are retiring. It's okay, I got my batteries, Liam. You know, I can hear my stream, right? I do the mic check so I can hear myself. So everybody is retiring. I think Skiller is still on AI. Someone's going out. Crazy Micah is going out. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, I just hope Skiller at least actually races. So yeah, so from what it seems, it looks like it's gonna be our final qualifying grid. With rain out on track, that will do it. Hello, Forak. Nice to see you. Hopefully you're gonna be enjoying the racing you're gonna see. Great to have first-time viewers here. So Jacob will be starting last, as everyone's into the pits. Emod's still out on track, for some reason. Emod's just out there just doing some yeah, that's Emod, alright. Nice. So, as we head into the race, it seems like it's going to be a dry race. So this is your starting grid. Orange Juice, Elsie Blixer, Ponju, Waysack, Raisins, Mindless, Emod, Casper, Wildman, Colt, Sneeko Maz, Brewdog, Crazy Mike, Wi-Fi, Senna, Skiller, Nut, Curtis, or Whack 19 Lehman, so everybody knows him as Curtis, Magic Rags, and Jacob. So hopefully you're all ready. Watch some racing, because this is going to be a pretty great race. So the Red Bulls on pole. Actually, the Red Bull on pole, not the Red Bulls. Red Bull on pole, Orange Juice in P1. Magic Rags never puts in a lap, so he can't be on pole. So it's going to be a dry race, from what it seems, from what I can what I'm being told. Dry erase, well, it's supposed to be. 28% chance of rain, 10 minutes into quali. So I guess rain did play a big part in this race. As we're waiting for the race start, which should be pretty soon. Giving the guys a little bit of time to prepare themselves for racing. Because that's what we do here. Yeah. So thankfully this time I am not on the grid. I am in the stands, just commentating on the race. If you were there last week, I actually disconnected from the session. So instead of putting me as spectator, they put me as the 20th driver on the grid. In the place of Elsie Blixer, I think, wasn't present. So I had to drive the car with absolutely horrific setup. Because, you know, I do that sometimes. Just to mess around. I think I had, like, maximum everything. Like, 11 wings. Just maximum fuel and hard tires. And then I pitted for wets and then retired in the pits. So my car went out on track on the wets. So, yeah, so this time it's good to at least be where I'm supposed to be. So waiting for race start. Should be pretty soon. Now, can raisins repeat? Can Jacob get back to his winning ways? Can Orange Juice get back to his winning ways? Is there going to be someone that's lower in the standings that's going to come out and give us a great race? It's going to happen to Alpines, the Mercedes. What is Wayside going to do as a reserve? What is going to happen? Is Casper finally going to get a podium? Is Brewdog going to win his first race since Austria? Is Blixer going to win his first race since Azerbaijan? That is a lot of questions that are going to be answered tonight as we wait for the race start. And with the Grand Constructors, 1 point separating Mercedes and Alpine. So Crazy Mike, Jacob, Emod, and Wasek as a reserve. A lot on their shoulders tonight. Haas looking to score some points. They haven't scored in a while. Haas Tier 1 has not scored points since... Let me hold on a second. Not scored points since Hungary. And it was a P9. So those were the last point. Crashper. So Casper being already roasted in the chat. So 23 seconds before, well, actually there's a formation lap, so it's not going to be a lights out just yet. Hope you're all prepared. It's probably one of the biggest races this season. A lot of points at stake, a lot of team points, constructors, everything at stake tonight. With 5 races left, every point counts. As we start the formation lap. As we look at our grid, Orange Juice on pole. That is, hold on, let me have a look. Orange Juice. Has he ever gone pole? He has gone pole, and that was back in Belgium 4 races ago. And then, Elsie Blixer, Ponju, Waysack, Raisins, Mindless, Emod, Casper, Wildman, Colts, Nico Maz, FBR Brewdog, Crazy Mike, I Am Wi-Fi, Seta on 3, PWWS Killer, FBR Nut, Whack 19 Lehman, Magic Rags, and Jacob. That is your grid, or starting grid, for tonight's race. in Singapore. Just put on... So what does it look for the tires? It's pretty... it's actually like really diverse. So top 4 on the softs, then it's Raisins on the mediums, Emot on the mediums. That's soft for everyone else. Nico Maz, Wi-Fi, Skiller, Nut, and Curtis starting on the hards. Jacob, Rags, Senna, Mike, Brewdog, Emot, and Raisins on the mediums. And it's Colt, Wildman, Casper, Mindless, Waysack, Ponju, Blixer, and Orange Juice starting on the soft. So all 3 tires being used on the start tonight. Have a look at position change. This is what we have a look at the start of the race. Now, as the drivers form up on the grid. Blixer hasn't got a good result in a while. Ferrari need a good result. Or at least a podium. They haven't got one in Tier 1 since Azerbaijan. Or since Baku. Orange Juice and Red Bull looking to continue their going up streak. And Alfa Romeo looking for a 4th straight win in both tiers combined. Alpine and Mercedes still battling it out at the front, looking to gain the edge on their opponents. And Haas, AlphaTauri, and some of these teams just looking to get some points on the board. As the drivers light up on the grid. It is 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And here we go. As who gets the better start? It looks like Orange Juice got the better start. Cars are going wide already. Gotten around the outside. Orange Juice with a tremendous start. Lots of position being taken by Jacob already. As the cars pile up, Waysack already up to P3 to overtaken Ponju. Orange Juice already pulling in a gap, but Blixer's already pretty close to him. It's already bringing a tremendous start for Orange Juice. That's exactly what he was waiting for. Now, Curtis and Skiller, sadly, all the way back into the lower places. Nico Maz down 2, Crazy Mike up 2. Jacob already up 4, and he might be up 5 as he goes after Senna and the 2 AlphaTauris. Right behind him, FBR and a Williams. And please don't tell me that he's on AI, please. Yeah, I think he's on AI. Skiller's on AI. So now Orange Juice up ahead, a 6/10 gap so far for the OJ. Waysack, the reserve for Q's, already putting in a great performance so far. Nico Maz down 3 positions. I am Wi-Fi already up 1. Nico Maz actually down 4. Got overtaken by Senna after the first lap out of 31. Looks to be pretty clean throughout the field here in Singapore. Oh. Is my mic that's doing this, or? Okay, so my mic that's doing this, okay. Oh, my mic was, not going too well. Under the shining lights of Singapore. So Skiller already into the pits. So, as we are on lap 2, looking at the pit stop strategies, it looks to be a lot of double pit stop. That looks to be the trick for tonight. As Orange Juice not quite able to pull in a gap on Blixer. Blixer still keeping up with him. But when will the tires play a factor here? So now, yellow flag in Sector 3. That is a McLaren. I think it's Ponju. He spun. He's lost his wing and he cannot move because the driver's going by. And that is going to be a virtual safety car. And almost got into a collision with Curtis there. And Ponju gets disqualified for going the wrong way. So a virtual safety car, Ponju out of the race as his disqualification. And McLaren, with bad luck all around. A VSC right as DRS was activated. And the virtual safety car should be ending pretty soon. Iceman Casper took the chance to head into the pits while the VSC was out. So the order still remains the same, but now Raisins is up into P4. And still behind the virtual safety car. And now, oh my goodness, two drive-thrus are given, and one of them is to the McLaren of Colts, I think. Yes, so Brewdog and Colts both given drive-thru penalties. That is gonna hurt. Especially McLaren that already lost a driver due to that virtual safety car and crashing. Losing her driver, that's what caused the virtual safety car. Now Colts and Brewdog will have to serve their drive-thru penalty, and they both do right away. Not taking any risk. You want to get it out as soon as possible. Maybe gamble for a safety car. So right now, it is Orange Juice, Blixer, Waysack, Raisins, Emont, Mindless, Wildman, Crazy Mike, and Jacob already up into P9. So from last to P9, that is currently what's going on. And with DRS coming up, I think that's going to be pretty interesting. All aboard the DRS train. Everybody, or almost everybody's got DRS, but Blixer doesn't have enough. Get back to Orange Juice so far. But right now, the advantage, if we look at tire-wise, I think Raisins might have the advantage here. So a virtual safety car, a DSQ, and two drive-thrus puts Aston Martin, McLaren in a bad spot. So Blixer actually does not have DRS. Waysack did though. As Wildman heads into the pits. Does he have damage? I think he might have, if he's going into pits this early. Guess not. Is he just really changing those tires early? I don't know what Wildman's doing. But it might be part of a strategy. Hopefully for him it is. As a Jacob and Crazy Mike, well, they do a little switcheroonie, getting themselves into better positioning. The two teammates just splitting up. Now Senna and Wi-Fi currently giving an edge to Alpha Tauri. Right now, P9 and P10 currently covering the last of the points. Nico Maz looking to get maybe that the P10, FBR Nut, Magic Rags, Curtis, Wildman, Brewdog, Casper, Colts, and Skeller as Wi-Fi naps himself the first penalty of the race. Or the first time penalty of the race. It's going to be a 3-second, multiple warnings. And already Orange Juice seems to be pulling out away from Blixer, but the gap is still kind of close. Well, Raisins, ooh, he slipped a little there. Waysack heads into the pits already. So maybe it's a tire thing. We have a yellow flag in Sector 3. That was brief. Oh, actually, it's not brief. That looks to be Senna. I think Senna's hit the wall. Maybe someone around there. With Waysack into the pits, Raisins on the mediums now, chasing after Blixer. And he might get DRS, not on this one, but maybe the other one. And Raisins, right now, oh, sorry about that, has the tire advantage. With those mediums, he can stay way longer on them. Now, can he catch up to the pack of the first two and get himself within DRS just before the third sector? I think he might be able to. Look at the pace he's got through the streets of Singapore. He's not going to get DRS right now, but I don't think he'll miss out on much. So 1.2 seconds separating P2 Blixer and P3 Raisins, and I think it might go into the 10s pretty soon. It's very close. It's very close between the top three. Blixer actually might get a chance here. No, Orange Juice pulls out into the pits. And so Raisins will have DRS on Blixer, but Blixer also has DRS. So it's early pit stops here in Singapore, degrading tires pretty early. So Orange Juice into the pits, Miles into the pits, and now Jacobs up into P3. Alright, guys that were on the mediums, now all of them are in the top spots. So now, Raisins looking to get by LC Blixer. Crazy Mike and Jacob still close to each other, so the two Alpines doing tremendous work of staying together. Yellow flag in Sector 1. I don't know what happened. And Blixer's got himself a penalty. Only for corner cutting. And I think Raisins actually might get a chance here on this straight. 5-10 separating the both of them. DRS activated. Now who gets it? LC Blixer still comes out on top. Yellow flag in Sector 2. Taking a quick look. Doesn't seem to be anything serious so far. But right now, the battle, but oh my goodness, Raisins absolutely sending it. And I think that might have cost him a little bit of time here going into the straight. DRS activated, and it won't be enough so far. But here's Colts. And Colts know he's going to be lapped. So right now, Colts has been lapped. What a disaster it is for the McLarens. Colts already getting lapped. Raisins on the DRS. He's gonna go for the overtake. Covers the outside and goes right in the inside. And Raisins takes the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix. It's a yellow flag in Sector 3. I think that was someone just heading into the pits. Looks to be a Waysack heading into the pits. Yellow flag. Someone's gone off. It's not Blixer. It's a Ferrari. I think it's Nico. It looks to be Nico Maz. Might have spun. But while one of the One of the Ferraris in the top positions, the other one's just struggling, and blue flag's already been waved here. So Raisin's in the lead, Blixer right behind him, still has DRS. Crazy Mike and Jacob doing their fair share of keeping the Alpines alive. And the Grand Constructors, as right now they have the upper hand. Emod's in third, Jacob and Crazy Mike 4 and 5. So for now, right now, that's 22 points versus 15 points as it stands. Now FBR Nut right next to Wi-Fi, but with fuel, as I see the yellow fuel icon, these guys might hope for a safety car, or else I might do like Portimao, where they're going to be left behind and lose some places. So right now the battle between FBR Nut and Orange Juice. Actually, Orange Juice. Wait, that is Magic Rags. That's not Magic Rags. Wait, is it? No, that is Orange Juice, actually. Oh, it was Magic Rags, Orange Juice, and FBR Nut. Apologies about that. That was a little bit confusing. Both bulls now 7 and 8. FBR Nut with a tremendous pace on those hard tires. 8 laps in, and he's into P6. And Raisin's pulling a gap already on Blixer. He's already gone 2 seconds ahead. There's now Orange Juice and FBR Nut in the DRS straight. Exchange positions. But now FBR Nut, he covered one Red Bull. He has to cover the other one. Magic Rags. He's stuck in a Red Bull sandwich. And I bet it doesn't give you wings. Magic Rags so slowly looking. He's looking. He won't go for it though right now. As Senna and Curtis both into the pits. Nico Maz on the softs. Colt on the mediums. And Magic Rags will have DRS on this straight. Ooh, slips a little. Might have sent a little bit too hard, but will it be enough to overtake Nut? He looks, he's not going to overtake him just yet. And while this is happening, well, the other half of Williams is having a battle of his own versus the Alfa Romeo of Mr. Wildman. These guys are really, really close to each other. So Raisins, Blixer, Emod, Jacob, Crazy Mike yet to pit as Orange Juice. Wait, no, that's Magic Rags. Orange Juice nets himself the fastest lap. Now, can Magic Rags get it done on this DRS straight? I don't think he will just yet, as they're getting close. So right now, the battle for P7 is getting tense. Wildman, Rags, Nut, and Mindless all against each other. Now Magic Rags with DRS will try the outside. FBR Nut covers him. Rags tries it. Not too far off, but it's not enough. FBR Nut with a tremendous defense, as right now Rags now being chased by the other Alfa Romeo of Mr. Wildman, who has Mindless right behind him. So this could be interesting in this battle right now. As the battle for P7, out of all places, is getting very interesting. Wildman tries something, and Mindless right behind him. Now what is going to happen is Rags going to go for the move. Is Wildman going to go for the move? Rags doesn't have enough. None of the drivers have enough, so it stays as it is. And what defense by FBR Nut on those hard tires. Keeps on and stays in P7, but look at how close everyone is. Nico Maz nets himself a penalty, and now with DRS, what is going to happen? Magic Rags, Mr. Wildman, Mindless, and still no position change yet. Defense is tremendous by FBR Nut. And now they've caught up to LC Blixer. Well, Blixer's on newer tires at least, so that's something that's going for him, but he's got a whole pack behind him. And actually, that gave DRS to FBR Nut, so he stays ahead that much more time. And now Wildman looking, lurking, trying to get by Magic Rags. Magic Rags trying to get by FBR Nut, and actually that move might cost some drivers a little, not too much. Look at how close they are. They're almost 3 wide in Singapore, a straight circuit. That's unusual. FBR Nut still stays ahead. Mr. Wildman looking for a move, still doesn't have it. Mindless just waiting in the back. Mr. Wildman, oh, he might go for it. There they touch, and Mr. Wildman slightly ahead. They're going to be wheel to wheel, but Wildman gets the better of it. And now he's chasing down FBR Nut. And now Mindless is chasing down Rags. And the battle for P7 just gets even more incredible. As races into the pits. It's a tremendous battle. Mr. Wildman actually might try and go for it yet again. Oh, and he hits Nut. That's going to leave a little bit of scratches on your car. Mr. Wildman, oh, and he hits the wall. He is really trying to go for it. So Mindless still waiting. And now FBR Nut's going to pull out of this battle. And now it is Mr. Wildman up in front of the pack for the P7 battle. But Mindless wheel to wheel with Rags. And he gets ahead around the outside. And Magic Rags, who was fighting for P7, now down to P8. With the pit stops in. That is a tremendous battle that we're seeing right now. Oh, and Mindless actually might go for it. So it was one Williams ahead. Now it's another one. It's Mindless up into P6. And this battle for the midfield is even more exciting than what's going on in the rest of the field. These guys are just giving us some clean, outright racing. You'll love to see it now. Can Rags get something going? He's still not too far off from Mr. Wildman, who's already pulling in a gap. Mindless already pulling in a gap on Wildman, and Wildman might not even have DRS. He will not. Mindless getting those tires to work. And Magic Rags trying to get to Wildman, but he's got very, very old tires. He's going to need to pit very soon. Speaking of pits, Emod's in the pits. And will Orange Juice, Raisins, Blixer, Mindless, Wildman, who is going to get ahead of him? So Orange Juice gets past him. Raisins should get past him. He does. Blixer, and that's the fastest lap of the race. Now Emod's going to stay out and ahead of Mindless. And speaking of that, Wildman heads into the pits. So Magic Rags still out on those old mediums. But he's got FBR Brewdog just peeping in behind. And as of right now, no DRS. No DRS on the entirety of the racetrack. Apart maybe from Crazy Mike, who's going to get some on FBR Brewdog. He will actually, but might not be enough. The gap isn't as big as it should be. Right now, Jacob's pulling in a 10-second gap on Orange Juice, but he is yet to pit. Right now, just looking for that edge. Yellow flag in Sector 3. It looks to be an Alpha Tauri, actually. I think it's Senna. Might have hit something or gone wide. At least he's right back on track. And speaking of right back on track, now there's going to be DRS up against Brewdog and Mike. Crazy Mike, looking for it. Looking for it. He's almost got it around the outside. Brewdog covers him. And the battle... No, actually, Mike, no, he actually gets ahead. I thought Brewdog got the best of him, but Mike keeps on going. And he gets ahead of Brewdog on those fresh mediums. It was meant to happen. It was just a matter of time. As Senna's into the pits. Right now, my question is Skiller still on AI? I don't think he is. He could be, I don't know. So right now it's Jacob, Orange Juice, Blixer, Raisins actually, Raisins, Blixer, Emod, Mindless, Magic Rags, Crazy Mike, Brewdog, Casper, Wi-Fi, Wildman, Nut, Curtis, Waysack, Skiller, Colts, Senna, and Nico Maz. Speaking of Senna, well, he's being lapped by P7. So already for those lapped cars, that is not something you want to see. In a race as tight as this, as someone's gone off. It's a DNF. FBR nuts out of it. And 2 words for you. Safety car is out on lap 13. So we finally get a little bit of a break here from all this action, and we're going to get the cars closer to each other. But the safety car has come out. And I think for some of these guys, it's going to be a chance for them to change their tires, or at least unlap themselves. So FBR Nut DNFs. And Senna right now trying to outlap himself, but I don't think he's able to. Oh, what a bummer. Right now, Jacob's still in the pits, and he's going out on those fresh softs while we're behind the safety car. And right now, for Colts and for Skiller, now they just need to get by the safety car before Jacob does, and I think they'll be able to. Skiller not on AI, okay. So Colts and Skiller, they make it past the safety car, so they unlap themselves. So that still gives them some hope. But sadly for Senna and Nico, well, they're stuck with the safety car. And they're stuck between the entire pack. Oh, and what a bummer. P5 is the closest car to him. And Senna, I think... Oh, he's actually P2. If it were for the safety cars. Sadly, he's not going to go very far. So Skiller and Colts got to unlap themselves. But Senna and Nico not able to unlap themselves. That's a bummer. So, behind the safety car, we're on lap 15 out of 31. So as of right now, Nico Maz still on his old tires, and Mr. Wildman and Waysack also on old tires. Everybody else has pitted for newer ones. As we are almost halfway through the race. Actually, we are halfway through the race. 16 laps to go. So right now it's Alpine 1-2, Orange Juice, Raisins, Blixer, Emod, Mindless, Wildman, Magic Rags, Brewdog, Casper, Wi-Fi, Waysack, Whack 19, Colt, Skiller, Senna, and Nico. That is your current grid of your racers still on the track right now. So I think safety car should be coming in this lap. I think Skiller and Colts are still trying to get themselves right back to the pack. And they're racing their absolute hardest, just trying to get there. Now can they head back before the signal of safety car in this lap? Might actually have a little bit more time. So, safety car is still out while this is happening. If you just give me an instant, a little bit of a bathroom break. So lap 17 out of 31. Now these drivers all waiting patiently behind the safety car. Everybody's caught up to the pack. Who's behind it? That's Magic. It's like, who's the Red Bull that's all the way in the back? And it's actually Magic Rags. And I think now it is time for the safety car to head in this lap. And as we see the cars dancing, safety car in this lap. So Jacob will start the pack off. So for the drivers, actually, some of them get back their fuel. That's good at least. Now Jacob, fresh softs. About 11 laps to, oh wait, not 11 laps, that's not 11. What is that? 13, about 14? I guess 13, 14 laps to go. Should be 13 right after this. So 13 laps to go. Jacob pulls the trigger, here we go. Now Senna has to move aside because he's got yellow flags. But Crazy Mike can take as much time as he wants. As there's someone that spun, it's Wildman. During the safety, right after the safety car, and look at Wildman. He's done a complete 180 into the pits. Wow. That was awesome. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1. Someone's gone off and into the wall, and that's Skeller. Up into the wall. And we've already got 2 drivers suffering. And another yellow flag in the midst of all of this. A bunch of yellow flags. Something's happened there. I think it's Raisins, actually, that might have gone into a collision. So Raisins all the way back down. Yellow flag in Sector 1. And is that going to cause another safety car? Raisins now back down to 9th. He's going to head back down to 10th. I think he might have gone into a collision. Yellow flag in Sector 1. No safety cars. But a yellow in Sector 2 now. What's going on? Now I think it's Senna that's gone into something. He's probably just moving aside. So Jacob ahead, up Crazy Mike, and Orange Juice. That is your current top three. I'll see Blixer and Emod. And what has just happened after the safety car? I have no idea. But Jacob already pulling a gap, and he's got his teammate to just back up everybody. He can just take it slower, take the lines very wide. Don't give Orange Juice a single piece to get an overtake. And Raisin's now all the way back down to 11th. Jacob nets himself the fastest lap of the race. And from last to first, right now, it's all Jacob in Singapore. But he's got softs on. Is it going to be enough? Alfa Romeo not looking too good. It's looking pretty good, although, for the Alpines. And also the Aston Martins. So now Crazy Mike, he's just taking the wide line, just letting Jacob get as much time as he can out. So Senna hits himself a penalty, and Crazy Mike is still ahead of this entire pack, just waiting. Oh my god, and there's a crash. Mindless hits the wall. He's out. Oh, and he's hit Casper, and Casper's out. Safety car out. Oh my goodness. Casper and Mindless just got into a collision. Mindless spun, hit the wall, hit Casper. Casper's out of it. Mindless out of it. And another safety car is out on track. Oh, baby. Oh, this is incredible. I'm gonna say, like, what's his name again? I can't believe I don't remember his name. Yeah, Murray Walker. Yeah, I knew it was Walker. This is amazing. This is incredible. This is amazing. Wow. And Singapore just never fails to give us incredible races. And right now, P2 in the championship, Mindless, out. And so Jacob right now, actually it's Orange Juice right now. Oh man. That is giving me goosebumps right now. Oof. So Jacob now in P10, but he's got fresher tires. 11 laps to go, and we're most likely gonna have 2 behind the safety car. Now, has Nico Mas been able to unlap himself? I don't think he has, actually. He hasn't, sadly. So Nico Mas not able to unlap himself. He's got Jacob right behind him. Whew. That is some racing we're seeing right now. I mean, if you left, what are you doing? If you're still here... Well, hopefully you're still here, actually. So, that is gonna do it. For both Mindless and Casper. Whew! Got goosebumps right now. So this got the pack all bunched up together, still behind the safety car. And this is quite an entertaining race. Whew. So Orange Juice leads the pack after the safety car. Both Alpines have pitted. Crazy Mike and Jacob on new tires. Right next to each other. Orange Juice, Blixer, Emod, Brewdog, Wi-Fi, Waysack, Curtis, Colts, Magic Rags, Jacob, Crazy Mike, Reasons, Mr. Wildman, Nico Maz, Senna on 3. That is your current standing and remaining drivers here in Singapore. And with about 10 laps to go, and maybe 9, if the safety car comes in after this lap, and I think it might be, from the looks of it, I think it will. And is it not? Is it not coming in? Oh, it is coming. Okay, good. It is coming in. So safety car, the lights are out on the safety car, and now Orange Juice becomes the safety car. The Honda-powered Red Bull leading the pack. But with new tires, Raisins, Crazy Mike, and Jacob are drivers to watch. Mr. Wildman also has new tires, still at the back of the field. Orange Juice, Blixer, Brewdog on those old softs. That could come back to bite them. Couple of penalties also out on the field. And Orange Juice warming up those tires. Medium 5 laps. Orange Juice just waiting. Blixer waiting. He pulls the trigger, and here we go. There's going to be a green flag. And here we go. Now everybody's going to be trying to get some positions as someone's gone wide. Or into the pits, actually. Milus into the pits and Race into the pits. Not Milus, sorry. Wi-Fi into the pits. Has there been some damage? I don't know what happened. But this creates a little bit of a mix-up. And the standings right now, Orange Juice still leads, but LC Blixer coming real close to him. Still no DRS just yet. 9 laps to go here. Emod, FBR, Brewdog, Waysack, Mercedes up there. Jacob now. He's going to be the one to watch. There's a bit of a lockup here. Either Magic Rags or Colts. But someone's locked up in there. Crazy Mike and Jacob, both on the Alpines. They're looking to gain some positions as soon as possible. They want to get as close to the P1s. And I think Jacob might go for one here. What is this camera angle? I don't know, but I hate it. What is that? Give me a better camera angle. What is that? Codemasters, give me a good camera angle. Okay, that's a little bit better. And he's wheel to wheel with Magic Rags. They're really close to each other. Forced on the outside by Magic Rags. But Jacob is ahead of Magic Rags. Now, Curtis Colts laying his path. Can Jacob do the impossible? From last to first. He's got the McLaren of Colts now right in front of him. And I think he might go for it. Colts now. DRS. No, sorry, no DRS, just DRS. And he's going to be right next to Colts. He's going to have the inside line. And he's up ahead. And now he's got the Haas of Curtis to fight. Now, what about Crazy Mike? What's going on with the other Alpine? He's got a couple more drivers to face off against. I think Jacob might get an opportunity pretty soon. Because he's already almost a 10th behind Curtis. Might get an opportunity pretty soon. It's the Alpine now. Just waiting for its moment. And it looks like it might be here. He's pushing around the inside. And according to that, usually doesn't see a lot of overtaking. Well, Jacob's made the most of it. And that was 2.6 seconds to make on Waysack. Right now, Curtis and Colts battling against each other, and Colts now gets back his P7. As DRS will be enabled pretty soon. And 23 out of 31 laps done in Singapore. And DRS enabled. And I haven't said it this race yet, but I think now's a good time to say it. It's where the fun begins. Now Magic Rags gets ahead of Curtis. And Crazy Mike also gets ahead of Curtis. And so does Wildman, and Curtis now from 6th all the way back down to 11th. Where'd Mike say? Oh no, not again. Is it like crackling? Oh yeah, it is crackling. Hold on. Hopefully it's good now. I hope it didn't do that for the entirety of that amazing battle. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, and Raisins! Oh, what happened? Okay, seems to be good right now. So Raisins and Wi-Fi, while everything's going on, they're both out of the race, and I think Raisins actually might have spun in the middle of the track. Or there doesn't seem to be any safety car coming up. There won't be. Now, let me have a look at Jacob now, who's right next to Waysack and Brewdog. Thank you, Faden. Appreciate it. And now, with DRS coming up, this could get interesting. And 2 more DNFs and Raisins and Wi-Fi. Yikes. So Raisins not going to be continuing his streak. As Brewdog heads into the pits, Waysack has got DRS, and so does Jacob. Yellow flag in Sector 3. I think it's Senna, who might have hit a wall. And I think that might be it for him also. As he heads into the pits, and that might just do it for Senna. As DRS now enabled, Jacob onto Waysack. And he's up ahead. He's got up ahead. But there's not much time left now. He has 4 seconds to make on Emod, Blixer, and Orange Juice. Crazy Mike getting closer to Colts. After that DRS zone, Magic Rags up into those rankings. So is Wildman, so is Curtis, and so is Brewdog on those fresh softs. But he's got a lot to make up. And Orange Juice still in the lead. But Jacob sorry about that. Already closing in some time. So 3.6 seconds if he wants to get to at least Emod. Crazy Mike making up some time on Emod. But right now it looks all OJ. Here in Singapore. Can Crazy Mike now? Oh my goodness, look at that. That's not Crazy Mike. I didn't see Rags and Wildman in that battle. As Jacob making up some time. But right now, Blixer, well, he's still behind OJ. But by how much? And when are those mediums going to be degrading enough so that Jacob gets an opportunity? As we head into the late stages of the race, have a look at this incredible battle for P6 as it looks. Colts, Crazy Mike, Magic Rags, and Wildman. Lots of important points to be taken here. Teams that are very, very close to each other. Well, closer than we think. Actually, we're talking about Red Bull, Alfa Romeo, McLaren, and Alpine looking for every inch they can get. They get closer to Mercedes. There's only 1 point separating the both of them. And right now, as it looks, it seems to be going into Mercedes' favor tonight. Unless Jacob or Crazy Mike can get something going. Because right now, it's looking like about 18 points for Alpine if Crazy Mike stays in 7th. And it looks like it's going to be 25 points if it stays like this for Mercedes. So lots of positioning. Lots of positions. Take on as Wildman spins. He's out. Wildman's out. Safety car. What a dramatic end to both Alfa Romeos. It's a DNF for both. And it's a very, very late safety car. Very late. So Alfa Romeo riding a wave of momentum. Well, the wave no more as Nico Maz gets by the safety car and he might get a chance to unlap himself. And maybe Senna will too. And now Curtis and Brewdog into the pits. Now this puts Jacob closer. This puts the pack all bunched up together. And now penalties come in play. So 27 laps to go. 4 laps remain. So it is the last few moments of this race here. Oh wait, no, Nico and Senna have yet to unlap themselves and they still have the Delta. Actually, I don't think they'll be able to, but Orange Juice stays out. So does Blixer. Emot in the pits. Jacob doesn't go into the pits. Waysack, what does he do? Waysack stays out. Colts into the pits. Crazy Mike also into the pits. Magic Rags looks like he's also heading into the pits. And Curtis now. As Crazy Mike nets himself a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's not good. So new softs for everyone. As Nico Maz now heads into the pits. And he's also going to go for new tires and maybe a new wing. Or maybe snatch away that extra point. Or removing that extra point from the fastest lap. But this is interesting. As Orange Juice is behind the safety car, he's got Blixer, Jacob, Waysack, and Emod. All bunched up together. So right now, it's 15 points. Or actually 15, that is 6. So that's 21 points for Alpine. And that is 12 points for Mercedes. And I'm not counting the fastest lap, which is owned by Raisins as of now. And what a... Magic Drag just got disqualified. What? Magic Rags is out and he's disqualified. This race just keeps getting crazier. And we'll have most likely one more lap behind the safety car. That is going to give us 2 laps of racing. From what it seems. And this is very interesting. And And somehow, between all of this, send us in the points. So now, 28 out of 31. Actually, not, I don't think. Wait. Yeah, 29 out of 31. Okay. So it is going to be 2 laps of racing. This is very interesting. Because right now, with a late safety car, it's up for grabs for anyone. So safety car in this lap. On lap 30 out of 31, there's going to be 2 laps of racing. No DRS. All racing. Fresh softs, old mediums. 2 laps. It's up for grabs for anyone. So now, Orange Juice pulls the trigger, and let's go. Let's get racing. Now LC Blixer, Orange Juice, Jacob, Waysack, Emod. As someone spun, I think it's Crazy Mike, so one of the 2 Alpines is out. Or not yet. He's just right back down to 9th. And now Orange Juice, Blixer, and Jacob. No, he's out. Crazy Mike is out. And Senna and Nico somehow still going to be scoring some points after all of this. Now to battle for P1. This is where it gets interesting. LC Blixer and Orange Juice also with Jacob. Yellow flag in Sector 1 and 2. Someone looks like they've gone a little spin. But I think it was just Senna moving out of the way. Orange Juice now desperately looking to keep his lead. But the fresh softs look to be superior right now, as they should be. Jacob now desperately trying to get into that P2 from LC Blixer. Emod's into P4. Orange Juice still leads the race. And he's pushing with everything he's got. LC Blixer right behind him. It's Ferrari. It's Red Bull. It's Alpine. It's Mercedes. Everyone's going towards it. But who's going to come out on top? As Orange Juice already pulling in a gap. But Jacob and Blixer aren't giving up just yet. And nor is Emod, who's on the edge right now of Jacob. And right now the top 4 remains the same. And it's the last lap of the race. Final lap. Everything is up for grabs. And Colts nets himself a penalty. Blixer has a penalty. Orange Juice does not have penalties. Jacob spins a little. But that little is just the edge that Emod needed. Now Emod into P3, gunning for LC Blixer. And maybe Orange Juice. Not much time left. 3/10 separating LC Blixer and Emod. And Orange and Blixer and Orange Juice. Apologies for that. And now Colts up into P5. He gets by Waysack. But there are some penalties into play. Now it's Emod against Blixer. On those fresh softs. Can Emod get something going? Emod goes around. Blixer wheel to wheel. Blixer. Oh no, there's a crash. Oh my goodness. Oh, and there's another big crash. There's a huge pileup. Everybody's crashed. Jacob's out. Emod's out. Orange Juice in the midst of all of it. Waysack in P2. Colson P3. Curtis in P4. He doesn't have a wing. Now it's Brewdog. What has happened? LC Blixer now. Up into the crash alongside. He's still in. Senna and Nico somehow still in this race. Oh my goodness. A big battle between Blixer and Emod leads to a huge crash. And amidst all of this, it's going to be victory for Red Bull. Orange Juice wins the Singapore Grand Prix. What in the fucking world? Waysack, as of now, without a front wing, he's finishing in second. Colton P3, Curtis P5, Brewdog moves up to P2, and LC Blixer into P6, and Jacob and Emod 7 and 8. Wow. Oh, I don't even want to open up Discord after this, as Curtis is your driver of the day and has amazing points. That's what we're talking about. What in the world just happened? It's another victory for OJ. Brewdog back on the podium, and I think that is Waysack in the Mercedes, filling in for Q's all right. Oh my. Holy my. What in the freaking world? Ugh. I'm gonna need to clip that. That was something. Wow. And I'll have plenty of time to look at this. Wow. I'm speechless. What a race and what an ending. Oh, baby. Okay, well, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this race. I certainly did. That was quite some excitement there. And we will see you next week as we head to Suzuka in Japan for the Japanese Grand Prix round 19. Of 23. Thank you for watching, everyone. I will see you next week. And also, tune in this Wednesday. We'll host Senna, who will be commentating Tier 2's race. So tune in this Wednesday at 6:30 EST, 6:30 p.m. EST. See you then, and enjoy the rest of your evening, or day, or night, wherever you are in the world.